mandate of the unit in the fight against corruption, the unit has adopted the following strategies: prevention, detection, and response.
Let us develop a system with integrity, starting with students at all levels.
Under the prevention strategy, focus is put on discouraging corruption and facilitating intervention that stop acts or omissions that precipitate corruption. This is done through public information sharing on allocation of funds for government projects and encouraging members of the public to ensure that funds are used for the intended purpose to benefit of improving service delivery.
Came to check whether things are right, but also to appeal to you to be ambassadors of fighting corruption in your own beautiful country.
Open, participatory investigations and interactive meetings are the site through which members of the public are able to freely give information to the unit members, as well as demand for accountability regarding government projects.
Bwe mba mumanya abakulembeze ababasaba ssente balyoke babawandiike temubalekaayo mubatubuulire.
Working with relevant government institutions to monitor implementation of ministries, agencies and departments of government's annual work plans and procurement plans. Advising His Excellency the President on appreciating ministries, agencies and government departments that adhere to their strategic investment plans, procurement plans in line with the National Development Plan and fully absorb annual allocations of funds by the Ministry of Finance. The detection strategy focuses on the ability to tell the occurrence of acts or omissions of corruption in a ministry, department or government agency, thus necessitating a response through liaison and information sharing with other agencies responsible for detection and prevention of corruption.
Basically, my task is to audit all public entities. That will include all the parastatals, sometimes they're called statutory authorities, all the local governments, and anywhere where public funds are dispersed.
The response strategy calls for prompt action after detection and involves working with the relevant government institution to immediately commence investigations in the corruption allegations and, where necessary, prosecution commences.
The legal team, which is being constituted into a complaints review committee, looks at these complaints as soon as they leave the call center. And so when they reach the legal team, we review them and assess their efficacy in terms of whether they merit to be classified as complaints worth the salt.
Most rampant cases are in three categories. The first is embezzlement of public funds using the electronic system. Then we have bribery. That one is a very common one, but not much money is involved in bribery. Most of the funds are lost through open stealing from the budget, through what they call diversion or mismatch, and then fraudulent procurement, where you procure air or you procure substandard.
As technology changes, so does the manner of fraud and corruption. Is government prepared for this challenge?
And we are recruiting more detectives and then retraining them to improve on their capacity to handle cases of corruption. We are also training the detectives to sensitize them actually the new laws which have come in place in fighting corruption, like the Anti-Money Laundering Act. Those are new laws, and many others.
In a bid to increase on transparency, The anti-corruption unit works hand in hand with the media, both private and government, and where possible to ensure that the vice is given due attention and publicity.
These very people who swindle government money, we must all concede and we must all accept this is government money and it is taxpayers' money.
The establishment of the anti-corruption unit under His Excellency the President is a firm commitment by the President to widen and deepen the fight against corruption, which, if not dealt with decisively, is a threat to the stability of the state.
We kept receiving a lot of complaints.
Corruption, existing at all levels of all societies in varying degrees, is a behavioral consequence of power and greed in context of inadequate governance.
Corruption has become syndicated. It is carried out in networks. You have a group of people who agree with each other to steal, most times from public offices, because they are the ones that have the biggest amounts of.
The success we have so far registered has been as a result of 2 points. 1, the cooperation from the public, and 2, the guidance we get from His Excellency the President. And so we call upon the public not to tire in reporting and guiding us where the corrupt are. We are ready to implement, we are ready to fight on, and we believe that Uganda is not going to remain the same because we have very good and able leadership.
The only problem we have is corruption. Corruption of public servants. This is the remaining problem. We don't have any other problem. We now have electricity, and we are going to have more electricity. We are going to solve the problem of transport costs by building the railway. We have already started solving the problem of ICT. We are going to solve the problem of the cost of money for factories by capitalizing UDB. The money for factories will be cheap, and also for hotels. But the big cost is corruption by the public servants. And I'm telling you, I'm going to crush corruption. If you are corrupt, you are an endangered species. You must not take anything from anybody which is not due to you. You should not delay projects